Aliens, Book 1, Earth Hive, by Steve Perry. Read by Sean Foster. Chapter 1. Even inside her bulky E-suit, Billy could feel the cold night bite at her. Sure, the land crawler blocked most of the icy wind, and they had pulled one of the crawler's portable heaters and turned it up full, pretending it was a campfire, but it was still cold. It was the best they could do. There wasn't any wood on the planet Pharaoh, and if there had been, they sure as shit wouldn't be burning it. Wood was worth more per gram than platinum on this world. How the guys in the vids could chop it up and waste it was unreal. The frozen wind howled like some kind of unhappy beast as it blew past the squat form of the crawler. The song changed to a whistle where it flowed over the tractor's sharp treads. The sounds were eerie. Every now and then, through a patchy break in the roiling and thick clouds, the stars gleamed briefly, hard pinpricks against a dead black curtain, glittering like diamonds caught in a laser beam. Even without the clouds, it would have been dim. Pharaoh had no moons. Well, right, so it wasn't comfortable out here. But at least the three of them weren't stuck inside of the colony with do-nothing dweebs bored half stupid.
Okay, Meg said. What else are we supposed to do here? We ate the RTE rations and sang that fool song about logs and holes in the bottom of the sea. This is terminal droll, Carly.
At 12, Mag was a year younger than Billy and Carly, and she always had a smart crack about everything. Billy shivered inside her E-suit.
Yeah, juice brain. What else was on that old disc about camping? If you two dweebs will shut up, I'll tell you.
Mag slapped herself over the heart.
Oh, killer clever, Mag said. Got me.
They used to tell stories, Carly said, pretending to ignore her, like ghosts and monsters and shit.
Fine, Mag said. So tell us one.
Carly went off on a ramble about vampires and ghosts, and Billy knew she'd pulled it from an old Intcom file. Even so, it was one thing to see the vid in your cube, all warm and well lit, another thing to hear the story out here, a click away from the main building in the dark and cold and all. Spooky. Wind-blown hail spattered briefly, like a handful of gravel tossed at them, but stopped just as Carly hit the climax of her story. And every year, one of those survivors of that horrible night goes crazy. And now it's my turn. Mag and Billy both jumped as Carly lunged at them. Then all three began to giggle.
Okay, Mag, you're up.
Yeah, okay. There was this old witch, see? Halfway through Mag's tale, some ice pellets fell and bounced around. One must have gotten into the heater's circuits. The unit flashed brightly, blew its fuse, and died. As the glow faded, the only light they had left was from the stars and the crawler's LEDs. The night moved in on them, and the cold and the dark both thickened. All of a sudden, the main building seemed a lot farther than a click away. More hail showered on them. Billy shivered, and it wasn't just from the cold.
Aw, shit, look at that. My dad is gonna be pissed we shorted out the aux heater.
I'm getting into the crawler, Mag said.
Come on, finish your story. Forget it. My ears are about to freeze off.
Well, we have to at least let Billy tell one.
Carly nodded at Billy. Your turn.
I think Mag is right. Let's get in the crawler.
Come on, Billy. Don't do a guppy up on us.
Billy took a deep breath and blew out a cloud of cold fog. She remembered her dreams. They wanted something scary? Fine. Okay, I got one for you. There are these things. Nobody knows what planet they come from, but they showed up one day on Rim. They're the color of black glass. They're 3 meters long and have fangs as big as your fingers. They have acid for blood. If you cut one and it bleeds on you, it burns right through to the bone. Only you can't really cut them because they have a skin as hard as a deep spacer's hull. All they do is eat and reproduce. They're like giant bugs, and they can bite through tool alloy. Their teeth are diamond hard.
Oh, wow, Carly said. If they catch you, you're lucky if they kill you, Billy continued. Because if they don't kill you right off, it's worse than death. They put a baby monster inside of you. They ram it down your throat, and it grows in your body. Grows until its teeth get sharp enough, and then it chews its way out. Through meat and bone, it digs a hole in your guts. Christo, yuck, Carly said. Mag slapped herself over the chest. Billy paused, waiting for the wisecrack, but Mag said, I don't feel too good. Come on, Mag, Carly said. This is Moronville. No, my stomach. Ow! Billy swallowed, her throat dry. Mag? Ah, it hurts! Mag slapped at her chest, as if she were trying to smash a rock beetle with her hand. Suddenly the E-suit bulged over Mac's solar plexus, like a fist trying to punch through a sheet of rubber. The suit stretched impossibly. Ah! Mag's scream washed over Billy. Mag! No! Billy stood, backed away. Carly reached for Mag. What is it? Mag's suit stretched again, tore open, blood fountained outward, bits of flesh sprayed, and a snake-like thing the size of Billy's arm flashed needle-pointed teeth in the dim starlight as it emerged from the dying girl. Carly yelled, her voice breaking. She tried to back away, but the monster shot from Mag to Carly like a rocket. It fastened those terrible fangs on her throat. It bit. Her blood looked like black under the starlight as it spewed into the night. Her scream turned into a gurgle. No! Billy screamed. No, it was a dream! It wasn't real! It wasn't! No! Billy struggled up from sleep screaming. The medic leaned over her. She was on a presser bed, and the fields held her firmly to the cushion like a giant hand. She struggled, but the harder she tried, the stronger the field became. No! Easy, Billy, easy. It's only a dream. You're fine. Everything is okay. Billy's breath came in gasps. Her heart pounded. She could feel her pulse in her temples as she stared up at Dr. Jaron. The indirect light gleamed on the sterile white walls and ceiling of the medical center room. Only a dream, just like the others. I'll get you a soporific patch, Jaron began. She shook her head. The presser field would allow that much. No, I'm okay now. You sure? He had a kindly face. He was old enough to be Billy's grandfather. He had treated her for years, ever since she'd come to Earth, for the dreams. They weren't all the same. Usually she dreamed about Rim, the world on which she'd been born. It had been 13 years since the nuclear accident that had destroyed the colony on Rim, almost a decade since she'd left Pharaoh, and still the nightmares came, carrying her on wild and uncontrollable gallops through her nights. The drugs didn't help. Counseling, hypnosis, biofeedback, brainwave synthesization, nothing helped. Nothing could stop the dreams. He let her up, and she moved to the sink to wash her face. The mirror frowned back at her. Her reflection was medium height, slim and tight from all of the compulsive time she'd spent in the exercise chair. Her hair, usually cut short, had grown almost to her shoulders, the pale brown of it straight and nearly ash-colored. Pale blue eyes over a straight nose, a mouth just a hair too big. Not an ugly face, but nothing to cross the room to get a better look at. Not ugly, but cursed, sure enough. Some god somewhere must have her in his sights. Billy wished she knew why. Buddha, they're all around us, Quinn yelled. Wilkes felt the sweat rolling down his spine under the spider silk armor. The light was too dim. The helmet lamp didn't do shit. It was hard to see what was happening around them. The infrared wasn't working worth a crap either. Shut the fuck up, Quinn! Maintain your field of fire. We're gonna be fine. Oh fuck, Corp! They got the Sarge! That came from Jasper, one of the other remaining Marines. There had been 12 of them in the squad. Now there were 4. What are we gonna do? Wilkes had the little girl in one arm, his carbine in the other hand. The little girl was crying. Easy, honey, he said. We're gonna be fine. We're going back to the ship. Everything is gonna be okay.
Ellis, bringing up the rear, swore in Swahili. Oh man, what the hell are those things? He said. It was a rhetorical question. Nobody fucking knew. The heat pounded at Wilkes. The air was cloying. It smelled like something dead left too long in the sunshine. Where the things had gotten to the walls of the place, the flat Everlast plastic had been overlaid with a thick and convoluted blackish-gray substance. It looked like some mad sculptor had covered the walls with loops of intestine. The twisted coils were as hard as plasticrete, but they put out warmth, some kind of organic decay, maybe. It was like an oven in here, but wetter. Behind him, Quinn's caseless carbine came alive again, the sound of the shots battering Wilkes' ears with muted echoes. Quinn! There's a shitload of them behind us, Corp! Shoot for targets, Wilkes ordered. Triplets only. We don't have enough ammo to waste on full auto-suppressive fire. Ahead, the corridor branched, but the pressure doors had come down and sealed both exits. A flashing light and klaxon blinked and hooted, and a computer chip voice kept repeating a warning that the reactor was approaching meltdown. They were going to have to cut their way out, fast, or get slaughtered by those things. Or else fried into radioactive ash. Great fucking choice. Jasper, hold the kid. No, yelled the little girl. I gotta open the door, Wilkes said. Jasper will take care of you. The Black Marine moved in, grabbed the girl. She clutched at him like a baby monkey does its mother. Wilkes turned to the door, pulled his plasma cutter from his belt, triggered it. The white-hot jet of plasma flashed out in a line as long as his forearm. He shoved the cutter against the full-safe lock, waved it back and forth. The lock was made of tri-poly stacked carbon, but it wasn't designed to withstand the heat of a star. The carbon annealed, bubbled, and ran like water under the plasma jet. The door slid up. One of the monsters stood there. It lunged at Wilkes, a long-toothed rod shooting from its open mouth like a spear at his face. Saliva dripped from its jaws in jelly-like strings. Fuck! Wilkes dodged to his right and swung the plasma cutter up reflexively. The line caught the thing's neck, a neck that looked much too thin to support the impossibly large head. How could something like this even stand up? It didn't make any sense. The alien creatures were tough, but the plasma was hot enough to melt industrial diamond. The head fell off, bounced on the floor. It kept on trying to bite Wilkes, jaws oozing slime as it snapped at him. Didn't even know it was dead. Move it, people, and watch it. The damn thing's still dangerous. Jasper screamed. Jasper! One of the things had him, and it crushed his head like a cat biting a mouse. The little girl, Wilkes! Help! Help! Another one of the monsters had the girl. It was moving away with her. Wilkes twisted, pointed his weapon at it, realized that if he shot it, the blood would be an acid shower that would kill the child. He'd seen that blood eat through armor that would stop a 10mm caseless cold. He dropped his arm lower, pointed the carbine at its legs. It couldn't run if it didn't have any feet. The corridor was full of the things. Quinn opened up, his carbine on full auto, blasting. Armor-piercing and explosive rounds tore through the monsters. Spanged from the walls, the stink of propellant filled the air. Ellis opened up with his flamer, and a stream of fire painted the corridor, splashing the aliens and running in molted gobs down the intestine wall. Help! The little girl cried. Oh, please help! Oh, God! No! Wilkes came awake, sweat drenching his hair and face, running into his eyes. His issue coverall was wet. Oh, man. He sat up. He was still in the cell, on the thin bunk, the dark plastic walls securely in place. The door slid open. A guard robot was there, 2.5 meters tall on its tractor treads, gleaming under the jail corridor's light. The robot's electronic voice said, Corporal Wilkes, front and center. Wilkes rubbed at his eyes. Even a military brig with all its security couldn't keep the dreams out. Nothing could stop the dreams. Wilkes. Yeah? What? You are to report to Milcom HQ, OTD. Fuck you, Tinhead. I got 2 more days to serve on the S&D. You wish, pal, the bot said.
Your high-rank friends say otherwise. Up-levels want you. OTD.
What high-rank friends? Wilkes asked. One of the other prisoners in the multi-unit cell, a fat man from Benares, said, "What friends? Period." Wilkes stared at the line bot. Now, why would the glitter want to see him on the double? Anytime rank started rumbling, it usually meant trouble for the grunts. He felt his gut churn. And it wasn't just the dregs of the chem binge he'd been on either. Whatever this was, it wasn't good. "Let's go, Marine," the bot said. "I am to escort you to Milcom HQ soonest." "Let me shower and clean up first." "Negative, mister. They said soonest." The burn scar that mostly covered the left half of his face began to itch suddenly. Oh shit. Not just bad, but real bad. Now what did they think he'd done?